Bears fans, how we been doing since that Justin Fields news and draft? Boy, I have been ecstatic. I have been waking up every single morning and thanking God that the Chicago Bears have Justin Fields as their quarterback. It is a beautiful feeling, but enough about the draft because the schedule just came out and we are here to break down this schedule because it just came out. We already knew the opponents, but in the order in the primetime games because I love my primetime games, especially Sunday night, and I'm pretty sure you guys too. Get your Fields of Dreams shirts just out of my store. I've ordered one already. It is coming in the mail, but trust me, I had these shirts already. Amazing quality. The graphics amazing. Fields of Dreams, go get it in our store right now. We'll put the link in the bio, or you could click that little notification that just popped up on your screen. Let's get into this schedule. We already knew the week 1 game because it was released, I think, yesterday or a couple days ago. Bears at Rams, Sunday night on NBC, 8:20 or 7:20, depends if you're Eastern Standard Time or Central Time. I'm Eastern, so when you hear me refer to things as 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 8:20, just know I'm Eastern Time. Chicago, that will be noon, that will be 3 o'clock, and that will be 7:20, so just keep that in mind. Bears and Rams kicking off the Sunday Night Football. I love Sunday Night Football so much. I'm so happy that we get a game on Sunday Night Football. The first game of the season against the Rams. Hopefully Justin Fields' first game. Do I say it? Do I say it? I want Justin Fields to start game 1. I know he's a rookie, but I want him in. I don't want Dalton in. I don't want Foles in. I want me some Justin Fields on the field in Los Angeles for that Sunday night game. And I think that's the reason why this game is primetime, the first primetime Sunday night game of the season. You got Matt Stafford coming in for the Rams. The Rams are looking like one of the best teams in all of the NFL this year. They're a Super Bowl favorite. And then you got the Bears with this young new rookie that so many people are excited about. And many people think that the Bears are just a quarterback away from being a good team. That will be a very interesting game. Now, last season we got kicked in by the Rams. The season before that, it was a close game, but we ultimately lost to the Rams. The season before that, I think, was one of my favorite games of the whole 2018 season where the Bears beat the Rams on Sunday night. So we have some history against the Rams in primetime. Last year we played them Monday night, and I think the year 2019 was Sunday night, and I think 2018 was definitely Sunday night. So we get the Rams every time in primetime. Nothing different here. Let's go out and let's beat them Rams. It's going to be a very, very interesting game there. Now let's go on to week 2, Bengals at Bears. Let's see how Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and all that young Bengals team do, especially offensively. I think that defensively, our offense should have a good game here. The Bengals defense, I don't think is anything that special, and I think especially our pass rush should have an amazing game against the Bengals. You're talking Khalil Mack, Hakeem Hicks, all those guys are going to have a massive, massive game against the Bengals. I think that should definitely be a win over anything. But then we move on to week 3. By the way, that Bengals game is on September 19th at 1 o'clock. So just a regular game. Week 3, we got September 26th at 1 o'clock. The Bears are playing the Browns, and the Browns are actually a team that I'm worried about this season, especially we go to Cleveland. It's going to be an interesting game because I think that Cleveland is very strong all over the field. I think wide receivers they're really good at. I think Baker's going to have a big season. Nick Chubb's one of the best running backs in the game. I think this D-line now with Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett, and then they go out in the draft Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who was one of the best linebackers in the draft, got him in the second round. I think that the Browns are in business this season, so that again is a toss-up for me. I don't want to say that's a win, but that is a game that is going to be a bit tougher for the Bears. You travel to a place that is pretty harsh. It's a hostile environment, and the Browns are a good team this year. So the Brownies are going to be fired up for that game. Look at week 4, Lions at Bears, October 3rd. You got that at 1 o'clock again. The Lions last season, they should have had our number twice. They beat us in Soldier Field, and then they should have beat us if DeAndre Swift could catch a ball in week 1 of the whole season. But the Lions this season, Jared Goff's your quarterback. I think the Lions aren't anything special. Like they go out, they grab Penny Sewell in the draft, which is a good building block to build a good team, but they didn't get anyone this season that really makes me go the Lions are a threat. So I think especially at Soldier Field, that should be a win for the Bears. We move on to a 4:05 game, October 10th. Against the Raiders, and the Bears' history against the Raiders hasn't been that good. What game was it? Was it there was the London game in 2019 that I think really just set the Bears down for the rest of the season. It was a terrible game, but hopefully we bounce back from that. The Bears visit Las Vegas, so we're going to be in Vegas, which will be cool. 4:05 start there. I think the Raiders are a lot better of a team than people give them credit for. I don't think that they're anything special. I think that their defense is decent, and I think that their offense is decent. But I don't think they're anything special. It shouldn't be an automatic loss for the Bears by any chance. I think we should definitely be favored in this game. So Bears at Raiders, that is Sunday, October 10th at 3:05 if you're Central, 4:05 if you are Eastern. Them cheesy boys are coming up week 6. The Cheeseheads, the Bears get them at Soldier Field Sunday, October 17th at 1 o'clock. Week 6. Will Aaron Rodgers be the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers? Will it be Blake Bortles, who the Packers just signed? Will it be Jordan Love? We have no clue yet. And yes, that does make a huge difference. I think if the Packers do not bring Aaron Rodgers back, the Bears will be in business, and this will be our division to lose. I feel really, really strongly about that. But if they do have Aaron Rodgers back, I'd be worried because the Packers are a good team. As much as we all hate to say it, let's be honest, the Packers are still a really, really good football team, and I don't want to undermine anything that they have going on there. They need receivers. Did they take Rondale Moore in the draft? I think they did. I think he was the wide receiver that they took, but overall, all depends on quarterbacks, how I feel about that game. Sucks that that's not in primetime because I love my primetime games, but it is what it is. Bears at Buccaneers on Sunday, October 24th at 4:25. I'm pretty sure that this is Fox primetime afternoon slot, America's game of the week, which, remember last year, we played the defending Super Bowl champions in Tampa this time. Last year, we went out and we beat them because Tom Brady forgot what down it was. That was an amazing game, a game that I felt really, really strongly that the Bears were going to go on and be an amazing team the rest of the season. But at least we beat the Super Bowl champions. So we could say that we were the Super Bowl champions last year. 4:25 in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is still the best team in all of football, I think. I think that Tom Brady's not showing any signs of slowing down. I think that this team is only getting stronger with what they had. They just built on defensively in the draft. There was really nothing to build on offensive-wise. I just think that the Buccaneers are going to be a good team. So that's going to be a tough game. I feel, out of all these games, looking through the rest of the schedule, I don't want to say that this is the toughest, but I do want to say that. So it's tough. It's a tough call there. Next up, week 8, the Bears have the 49ers at home. That is Sunday, October 31st at 1 o'clock. And I think the 49ers are also a really good team. Let's not forget this team made the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They bring in Trey Lance at quarterback. A lot is going to be dependent on him and how he plays for the 49ers. But when this team gets a lot of guys back from injury, I'm talking a fully healthy George Kittle. I'm talking a Nick Bosa, fully healthy Nick Bosa. I'm talking a Deebo Samuel, fully healthy Deebo Samuel. The 49ers are a good team. Now, it is good that we get them at home. I think we beat them in our last time that we played them, which was back in 2018. It was in San Francisco. But nonetheless, don't want to mark that off as a win. That it's going to be a toss-up game as well. Another primetime game we got up coming in week 9. This is 8:15 start. Bears at Steelers. We travel to Pittsburgh for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Steelers, I think that this could be easily a winnable game. Yes, they have Ben Roethlisberger, and people will think what you want about him. I don't think that the Steelers are going to be that good this year, as good as they were last year. At least I think that they are definitely a beatable team. It does worry me that this is on the road, and I still think that the Steelers have a good team, a really good team defensively. I just hope that our offense is at a point where we're scoring a ton and we can outscore the Steelers, because with Big Ben, with Juju, with Najee Harris now, and a bunch of guys like that, I think that the Bears offense could score more than them here. So again, that's a toss-up game. There's no really games here that I could call automatic win for the Bears when we're going up against a good team, especially from the NFC North, except the Bengals. Week 10 is our bye week, which would be November 15th. Week 11, Ravens at Bears, another really tough game that is at 1 o'clock, November 21st. The Ravens are a good team. I think they've added to some key spots, especially on the wide receiver position. But I still think that the Bears, these are all games that we could win. These are just games that I'm talking about. How will this shape up? How will our season be going at this point? I hope that we're still in the playoff race at this point. I hope that we're leading the playoff race. I hope that we're leading the NFC North. But this will be a key game. I think that this is going to be the turning point for the rest of the season, where you either win this game and you guys are looking like a legit playoff or a Super Bowl contender, or you lose this game and the Bears look like they're out of playoff contention and they just do not look like a good team. You get to week 11, the record's going to say a lot about what this team is at. Week 12, back on Thanksgiving, baby. I cannot wait for this. I love the Thanksgiving game. Bears at Lions, the old classic Thursday game, November 25th on Thanksgiving at 12:30 or 11:30 a.m., depending on where you are. Again, I don't think the Lions are a good team. We've already talked about the Lions a bit, even though this is a Thanksgiving game. And the Bears have played close games against the Lions on Thanksgiving, but they always find a way to win. So I think that the Bears still win this game. I think that's a win. Cardinals at Bears Sunday, December 5th at noon or 1 o'clock. Again, the Cardinals, there's so many good teams on the schedule. Like, why does it seem like we have such a hard schedule each and every year we play? But I think that the Cardinals are going to be a good team again. Not a toss-up game, but I like that we get this game at home. And I think that the Cardinals are a beatable team. I honestly do. I don't think that their defense is anything that special, although now they do add J.J. Watt on top of, like, Chandler Jones and Budda Baker and Isaiah Simmons. And who is it that they just picked up? Collins, the dude from Tulsa, I think they just picked him up. So the Cardinals are going to be a good team this year. Again, I think that's a winnable game, though. Week 14, Packers at Bears at Packers, Sunday, 8:20. That is going to be a primetime Sunday night football game. Love that. The Bears have struggled in Green Bay recently, and I hope that we can turn that around here. I hope that the Packers are really down and defeated at this point in the season, and that the Bears are able to go out and show their stuff and beat the Packers in Green Bay at Lambeau finally. That's all I want this season. Let's just go beat the Packers twice. Week 15, Vikings at Bears, our first game against the Vikings. Why do we always have the Vikings so late in the season? Vikings, we played them December 20th. That is a Monday night game. Again, I'm pretty sure we played them in Chicago on a Monday night last year. Again, I think that the Vikings aren't going to be anything special this year. I think that they're still a beatable team. I don't think that their defense is that good. Yes, their offense is good with Justin Jefferson, who's now one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Dalvin Cook's one of the best running backs. I don't know how I feel about Kirk Cousins yet, but I still feel like the Bears will be able to beat up on this defense, hopefully offensively. So that's another primetime game. Week 16, Bears at Seahawks. Bears go to Seattle Sunday, December 26th. So we got a game right after Christmas. That is at 4:05 p.m. I hate saying that all these teams are good teams because I just feel like I'm getting repetitive. But I think that the Seahawks are the worst team out of all the NFC West teams. I think that they're just on a downward slope with everything they're going through. So it's a toss-up, like I've said every other game, but I still think that the Bears definitely have a good chance of winning this game. Week 17, and this is not the last week. Let's remember that, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest NFL season ever. The Bears play a 17-game season. 17-game season. There's 18 weeks. Week 17, Giants at Bears, Sunday, January 2nd at 1 o'clock. Giants are Giants. I don't think that they're that good. This should be a win at this point in the season, or we're just tanking and not doing well. So this is a big game, although for that pick, if the Bears are doing bad, which I hope they aren't, I sure hope they aren't, the Giants are really going to want to win this game to try to make that pick lower. So who knows? Could be interesting. Week 18, the Bears finish up in Minnesota as we usually do, it feels like, on Sunday, January 9th at 1 o'clock. Hopefully we've already clinched a playoff spot and the NFC North at this point of the season, but again, I don't think the Vikings are that good, and the Bears should be able to go in here. So let me give some early record predictions for the Bears because it's so weird. I want to say 10-6, 11-5, 9-7, 13-3, but I know now that it's a 17-game schedule, so I got to adjust to that. I got to adjust my brain. I still think like a 10-7 season should get you into the playoffs, especially with 7 teams now. I'm looking at, for what I hope the Bears will look like this season. Again, this could just be being a Bears fan and being overly confident in how good this team actually will be this season. I'm looking at 11-6 this season. That's what, if we could get to 11-6, I'll be really, really happy. Again, you've got some really, really good teams. I look at the Rams week 1. Do not count out the Rams. I think that they're going to be a good team. I think the Browns should be one to worry about. I think that the Buccaneers will definitely be one. I think that the Ravens will be, and I think that the Cardinals will be. I think that those are a bunch of games that possibly could go the other way for the Bears, and then you obviously look at the Packers games, and the 49ers, forgot to throw them in there, and you look at the Packers and be like, how are they going to look this season? So I think if the Bears go 11-6, I'll be happy that they make the playoffs, and we go on with our days, hopefully make a deep playoff run, but this team has the ability to go as high as the moon or as low as the depths of the ocean. Like, that is what we're prepared for as Bears fans coming into the season. We have no clue what's heading in, and I think that's kind of what makes this season so much fun. And the fact that we have a rookie quarterback, someone to get excited about, it is going to be a fun year, Bears fans. Beardown, thank you for watching this video, guys. Like down below, hit the sub button, comment anything about the Bears schedule, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and definitely come back next time.